Hey everyone, Christian Rivera here. So today I have a very important topic that I want to talk to you about. But before I go into it, I want to tell you a short story. And basically it has to do with me. And what I wanted to talk about is that in the past couple of weeks, I've stepped away from my business. And do understand that when I say I stepped away from my business, it's not like I just turned around and walked away and said, I'm not doing this anymore. No, do not think that, because nothing could be further from the truth. What I mean by I walked away from my business is that I let certain circumstances that happen in my life, certain situations that happen, take my focus away from what was important to me, which is my business. And why is my business important to me? Because that's my future, because that's what's helping me achieve the goals and dreams that I want to achieve. Right? So that's what I mean by I stepped away from my business. So the point that I want to get to is that when I stepped away from my business because of these circumstances, what ended up happening was that I stopped seeing the success that I was seeing when I was actively engaged in pursuing my goals and dreams and working my business, right? So all this happened because of excuses, really, and because of resistance, which is what I'm going to talk to you about in a few seconds. But basically, I let the excuses of situations that were happening around in my life get in my way. Basically, I let myself get in the way of the success of my business, get in my way of achieving the success and freedom that I want to achieve, right? So, like I was saying, it was all based on excuses, on resistance, and I'm going to write that here. And I'm going to go a little bit more into that in a second, but I wanted to read something from you real quick, and this is from the book The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. And this is a book that I started reading over the weekend, and it is so profound on the information that contains in there, and that's what actually made me realize what was happening to me in my business. So let me read this to you real quick. Resistance is experienced as fear. The degree of fear equates to the strength of resistance. Therefore, the more fear we feel about a specific enterprise, the more certain we can be that that enterprise is important to us and to the growth of our soul. That's why we feel so much resistance. If it meant nothing to us, there'd be no resistance. And basically what I gather from that is that, and this is something that you really have to have clear in your mind, that when resistance presents itself to you, when situations happen in your life, excuses come up, there are some situations that are out of your control, right, that take your focus away from your business, that is resistance trying to take you away from what really matters, right? And that's you achieving your goals and dreams through your business, right? And as that quote stated in there, that the higher the degree of resistance, that should tell you that you're actually on the right path, that what you're doing is exactly what you need to be doing, because that is what's going to get you to where you want to be, right? So if you deviate from that and you let the resistance take over and actually win, what happens? You stay miserable. You don't achieve your goals and dreams, right? So going back to what I was saying about, I started reading the book, right, this weekend. Basically what that made me realize was that I was letting resistance win. I was letting the excuses beat me down and stop me from achieving the success that I was achieving, right? Now, to understand, I wasn't where I wanted to be or where I want to be, but I was going through the steps of getting there, right? And basically these past couple of weeks that I stepped away from that, I took several steps back, right? Because all that time missed, basically what it did was it started killing my business in a sense. Get it? So, so I started reading that book this weekend, and it made me realize what I was doing. And I took a hard look at myself in the mirror, and I said to myself, no, this has got to stop. I felt ashamed because I let myself be defeated by something that really can't stop me, Basically, I let myself be stopped by myself, because excuses, there are always going to be excuses. There's always going to be reasons out of your control that are going to prevent you from achieving that success, right? And one of them is, let me write that here as I said, excuses. The other one is fear. And that's a big one here too. Because, and why do I say that fear is a big one? Well, a lot of us, when we're working on our business, you know, sometimes we feel like, man, what, let's say, for example, if you're a blogger, like I am, what do I write about? I don't know what to write about. I don't know what to say. Well, you know what? That's BS, because there are many things that you can talk about. There are many things that you can write about. You can write about the day that you just had, right? But basically, it's that fear of us not knowing that we let that control us in a sense. You know, we let it defeat us and stop us from achieving those goals and dreams that we have, right? And I get a little excited about it because it really enlightened me this weekend, and starting to read that book, like I said, The War of Art by Steven Pressfield, it actually opened my eyes, right? And I took a hard look at myself. And another thing that happened was that last night, my mentor and team leader had an emergency call with the team, because a lot of us were not really sticking to our business. You know, we weren't duplicating. We were just sitting there and not doing anything, basically. So it's like a lot of us let ourselves get caught up in resistance, right? And I share that with you because I want you to be aware of what's happening. You know, if you were starting to take your business to the next level and started seeing some success, but something happened that took your focus away from that, I want you to be aware of this so that you can refocus in your business, right? And you can achieve that success. Because if not, you're going to be back to square one where you were originally when you started, and guess what? You got to start all over again. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to let something that really has no substance stop you from achieving those goals and dreams that you have, right? So as I said, resistance, it shows itself to us mainly by excuses, by the fear that we have about some things. Another way that it pretty much what's the word I'm looking for, that it pretty much expresses itself to us is family members, you know? Family, friends, right? And through family and friends, how does that display? Well, they know that you got your own personal business, or you're working on some goals and dreams that you're trying to achieve, and then they say, man, you're really working hard, you should take a break. See, resistance, either if it can't stop you from the front, it'll try to attack you from the back, or it'll try to flank you, right? And if it can't do it straightforward being aggressive, it's going to try to do it in a smooth manner, you know, through your family and friends, saying, oh man, you should really take a break. You've been working really hard, so maybe you should take a break and step away for a little bit. See, and like I said, the reason why I bring this up is because I want you to be aware of what resistance is trying to do, right? Resistance is the enemy of success. If you let resistance win, guess what? You're not going to be successful. And you're going to be even more miserable, right? Because you didn't get to where you wanted to be. And then you let the excuses creep in and say, oh, well, I didn't do it because of this problem or that problem. So basically what I want you to be aware of is be mindful of what's happening around you, you know, and as I mentioned earlier, have clear in your mind that the bigger and the stronger the resistance is, you should have clear in your mind that that's exactly where you need to be. That's exactly what you need to be doing. That endeavor that you're pursuing, those goals and dreams that you're going after, that's exactly what you need to be doing, because, as I said, the bigger the resistance, the more you should have clear in your mind that that's where you need to be. So with that being said, what I want you to do is I want you to click on the link that's included with this video so that you can learn more strategies on how to fight resistance and achieve the goals and dreams that you have. And I want you to join me and my team so that together we can travel that road to success and freedom. And I'll see you on the inside.